When doing a new store opening, the first thing to do is get what you'll need ready. A tape measure, pencil, rubber mallet to tap loose a stuck shelf, cleaner and paper towels. Always wipe the shelves down. A folding table is a huge help, and I'll explain why in a bit. Bring your order forms and have a copy of the planogram printed in color. Trust me, it's worth a few cents to have that to look at while you're putting the product on the shelves. When you get to the store, the first thing to do is check in with the manager on duty. Introduce yourself, explain why you're there, and ask where the product is so you can bring it out. Ask if the product has been scanned in. If not, then that will need to be done before you go any further. Let the manager know you will need labels printed. Remember, everything you say and do is a reflection not only on you, but on primary one, so be polite and minimize your mess. If you have a folding table, it gives you the ability to put the product on it and sort it out instead of going through the boxes every time you need something. Sitting on the table, it's right there in sight. It also gives you a place under the table to put boxes, helping to keep your work area less spread out. Set the table against the shelves across the aisle from where you're working, and people can get by without tripping over things. I use them any time I have a reset as well, and it does save a lot of grief. Saves a lot of bending over, too. To start, find the tallest product on the bottom shelf and make sure it will fit on it freely. Do that for each shelf above 2. If you need to move the shelves, now is the time before you place a lot of bottles on the shelf, only to find out you have to take them off again and move it. When you have the shelves in place, using the planogram, set all the product you'll need for the bottom shelf on the table. Start at one end and work your way across. In most cases, there is little to no space between each product, so make sure you keep them close to each other. Put all of each type in line, keeping them straight before you set the next one. This will save you from shuffling things around and knocking them over if you put only one of each all across the shelf. Getting rid of your boxes as you empty them helps keep the aisle clear and makes things easier for you. If the store is already open, you want to make sure customers have access to what they're looking for, so be prepared to have to move things out of the way for them. Something that will help save a lot of time is when you put the products on the shelf. Turn the ones in the front so the barcode is visible. Do this when first stocking the shelves, and it'll save you a lot of time in the long run. That way, when you come in to scan for the labels, the barcodes are right there. The rest of the setup is the same as the first shelf. Make sure the shelves are clean and the heights are set properly. The product is neatly lined up across the front and in depth. If you come to a situation where you're missing a product, check the size of the bottle or tube and put in another one matching that size as a spacer. Then move on setting the rest of the shelf. Once you've set in the adjacent product, remove the one that doesn't belong there. When the product is all set, make sure the plastic strips for holding the labels are there. If not, ask the store manager for what you need and tell them you need labels printed. Work with someone in the store to scan for labels and then put them in front of the correct product. Make sure you turn all the faces of the products out when you're done. When everything is set, look it over, check it once more, clean up your mess, and then let the manager look over what you've done and answer any questions, and you're done.